Michael St. John at ringside, along with Billy Joe Travis. Tag team action. The Tennessee Volunteers, the chairman of the board, Stephen Dunn, his partner, Reno Riggins, the former MCW Tag Team Champions, taking on the Scufflin' Hillbilly and Steve Gregory. And I say that the former champions.
Just shut up for 1 second. Like you said, they are former champions. They didn't take these two fat punks seriously, and they lost their belts. It was a fluke. Let me tell you, no, you listen. What I'm trying to tell you is these guys are intense right now. I pity these two fools that's in the ring right now.
What Mr. Billy Joe Travis is alluding to is the fact that the Tennessee Volunteers, Reno Riggins and Stephen Dunn, were upset, and I use that word loosely because the team is a good team. The fact of the matter is the team hadn't been together that long. The team of Frenchie Riviera and Stylin' Shane Eden won the Tag Team Championship belts just a few days ago.
Yes.
They are the new MCW champs.
Let me tell you something about Frenchie Riviera. 500 pounds or whatever he is. All he eats is donuts and cheeseburgers. Shane Eaton, all he eats is drinks water. He don't need anything. He's so skinny and big old fat Frenchie Riviera. I don't know how they could... I just don't know how they won those belts.
Well, they are the new MCW Tag Champions, as Billy Joe Travis is obviously upset about it.
Yeah, I'm a little upset.
You're upset. These two guys are livid. I'm talking about Reno Riggins and Stephen Dunn. I went back to the dressing room before the matches began to get a little background on some of the things going on here in MCW, and I was literally run out of their dressing room. They did not want to talk to me. They had scowls on their face. They were pounding on the door, and I would not want to get in the ring either with this tag team.
The only man they're going to talk to is Sweet Music, man. Woo, Sweet Music Billy Joe.
So why did they lose the belts, Billy Joe?
Well,
if
let me tell
you're
you
the
why
only
they
one they're
lost
talking.
The belts. They didn't take these two guys seriously. It was a fluke.
How can you not take a man, 451-pound Frenchie Riviera, the male model? How can you not take him seriously? How can you not take Stylin' Shane Eaton?
Wait a second. Frenchie Riviera, he would be the ideal weight if he was 11 feet tall. And Shane Eaton, he needs to put about 50 pounds on.
Ladies' Night Out, they are called, and they are the MCW Tag Team Champions.
Would you let your daughter go out with them?
Well, it's up to her.
Yeah.
And there you see Reno Riggins going down below on Gregory. Steve Gregory out of Atlanta.
He needs a haircut.
Nice leg trip by Reno Riggins. Now, beautiful reversal into a hammerlock.
It sure was, but he pulled his hair.
Yeah, you said Reno Riggins pulled Steve Gregory's hair.
No, Steve, look at that. Michael, you're trying to make me out of a liar again. I'm getting tired of this.
Riggins caught in the hammerlock. Gregory putting the pressure on. The one thing about Stephen Dunn and Reno Riggins, that when you watch them, you know that they are great tag team wrestlers, because when they're in action, they get in and out of the ring and tag in and out very quickly, and that's a key to tag team wrestling.
That's exactly right, Michael. And another thing, they are called seasoned veterans. You know what that means, don't you? They've been around. They know the ropes.
And right now, Stephen Dunn, the legal man in the ring, Reno Riggins hanging around to add a little more damage to the situation of Mr. Gregory.
Nice forearm, Steve.
I think that forearm had a fist in the front of it.
Here, you need your glasses again.
Steve Gregory down and caught in the wrong corner. Not a good place to be, especially with the tenacity of Reno Riggins and Stephen Dunn. Right now, MCW, they are scorned ex-tag team champions. Double clothesline.
Told you they were going to be intense. Pick him up, Reno. Don't beat him yet.
Nailed him with the double elbow. Count of two, and that's all they got. They may have been a little slow on the cover there.
Little slow on the count.
Oh, look at that.
Hope it broke his jaw.
That's a type of a stunner right to the jaw, right underneath the chin.
Hope it knocked his teeth out. Pump.
Chin music. And Riggins backs him up in the danger corner again. And the Tennessee Vols working over Steve Gregory. Tag is made. The chairman of the board, Stephen Dunn, comes in.
Oh,
look at this.
Boy, I wish old Billy Joe was in there with him. Whew.
That is double teaming, Billy Joe Travis.
That is what you call teamwork. Not double teaming, teamwork.
And Stephen Dunn adding insult to injury, just standing on the hair of Steve Gregory.
I can't believe you said that. He was standing 10 feet from his hair. Oh, he's got long hair, though.
Gregory comes firing back on Dunn. And Steve Dunn slows him down. I'll tell you, you've got to... There's the stunner. And,
baby.
Whoa.
Steve, don't beat him yet. Don't beat him.
Steve Gregory is down. 1, 2, and
There you go. Listen to Billy Joe.
I got a feeling that you may know something that I don't know.
Right.
You got to talk to these guys before the match has begun.
When they win this match, Michael, I'm going to sing a little song, a little dedication to the Tennessee Volz.
I understand on your trip to the Grammys, you really weren't in line for a Grammy, but could have been in line for a Mammy. In that the only song that you would sing that anybody would like would be your mother's.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm tired of everybody making fun of me singing. That is absolutely ridiculous. I am a great singer. I've been taking singing lessons for 5 years, and I'm one of the best, the top new artists in the country today. I just had a great selling out. Me and Slim Whitman, we've sold more albums in England than anybody, Elvis and all of them.
So you've been taking singing lessons for 5 years. I guess you haven't learned anything yet.
You know who gave them to me? Bernard P. Fife.
That I can believe.
You don't even know who he is.
Barney Fife.
No, Bernard P.
Whoa, look at that.
There you go, Reno.
An inverted suplex.
That's what I like.
And Stephen Gregory is wailing in pain in the center of the ring as Dunn and Riggins have successfully kept him from his partner, the Scufflin' Hillbilly.
Told you those boys are a little intense. They want their belts back, for one thing. They've only been together just a few weeks. Reno and Steve been together for about 5-6 weeks, and look what a team they are. They can compete with anybody in the country, I guarantee it.
They set up Gregory. And
good night, sweetheart.
Just pound him down into the canvas. 1, 2, 3, that's it. No bout to doubt it.
She believes in me. Sing your song, sweet music man.
The Tennessee Volunteers get the win. Their hands are raised, and we'll be back with more MCW action.
Well, you know, I like to pride myself on being a gentleman interviewer. I mean, you have so many guys that rant and rave and shout and carry on, but I like to keep my wits about me. But you know, last Saturday night, Mr. Dunn, in Lebanon, Tennessee, when the Tennessee Volunteers did what they said they were going to do, leave as the champions, we made a liar out of Shane Eaton and that Frenchie Riviera, a couple of village idiots. But now, this is what's going on now. They go out, I tell you what, I'm about to lose it right now. They go out and they get, who do they get? Mr. Doug Gilbert. Doug, we don't like you and we know you don't like us. So let me tell you something, son. If you think you're going to be a special referee in our match, then you're going to get another one-way ticket back to the hospital like you received about a month ago, courtesy of Mr. Dunn. Now this promotion, Shane Eaton and Frenchie Riviera, I believe all you do is sit around, how can we knock the Volunteers? How can we knock the Volunteers? This promotion is more crooked than the White House. Even Ronnie Millsap can see what's going on here. I tell you, man, I'm about had it with Bert Prentice, Frenchie Riviera, Shane Eaton, and especially you, Mr. Gilbert. Just talk, Steve.
Well, that was a calm one. Now, let me tell you something. You may think you had the deck stacked against us, but you know what we do when the deck's stacked against us? We play 52-card pickup. And I'm telling you boys something. You are messing with the wrong guys. Bert Prentice, Ladies Night Out, Doug Gilbert, you're all on our list, boys. And I'm going to tell you something. Doug Gilbert, last time you got carried out, well, you made it back. But I'm going to tell you something. You stick your nose in our business, you get in our way. And the way we leave these boys all the time, flat on their back with lumps in their head, that ain't nothing compared to what you're going to get. You better stay out of our way, because tonight in Nashville, we're walking out with the belts. And there may just be a body count. And you know why? Because when you're the most dangerous tag team in professional wrestling today, they don't just call you a great tag team. What do they call you, Reno? The Tennessee Volunteers! Get in the ring and beat us if you can!
Folks, we're going to join this one in progress. This was from the Nashville Fairgrounds Arena last Saturday night also. The Tennessee Volunteers were supposed to go against Stalin, Shane Eaton, and Frenchie Riviera. Frenchie Riviera was driven off of the road into a ditch on I-65 coming to the matches last week, ladies and gentlemen, and did not make it to the Nashville Fairgrounds Arena. Very suspicious who ran Frenchie Riviera off the road and didn't even stop to render assistance. Dangerous Doug Gilbert agreed to be Shane Eaton's partner this night. Doug, as you know, was supposed to be the special referee, so we had a fair match. But the fans agreed Doug and Shane would be the team against the Tennessee Volunteers. We're joining this at about 20 minutes past the bell. So we're 20 minutes into the action. Stephen Dunn, Reno Riggins. What they've tried to do is cut Shane Eaton away from making a tag to Dangerous Doug Gilbert. They have tried to take Doug Gilbert out of the match. Shane Eaton, I tell you, also a 1997 Rookie of the Year, showed brilliant resilience, if you will, and hanging in there and fighting. He never gave up fighting these guys. And Shane, who is probably outweighed to them, and finally gets to tag them at Doug Gilbert. But, ladies and gentlemen, Reno Riggins had the referee on the other side of the ring. One thing about the Tennessee Volunteers, say anything you want to do about it, but they're one of the smartest tag team combinations I have ever seen in my 30 years of being around the squared circle. They work together great, but they're so smart in making sure what they want the referee to see and not to see. Eventually, what I'm going to have to do, probably in their matches, is have to have two referees. And believe me, I've looked at that situation. Because Dunn and Riggins, I tell you what, are just absolutely right now on a terror through MCW. But Shane Eaton, who's probably outweighed 50 pounds by each of these guys, I mean, absolutely, look at this kid just fly into that. I mean, this Shane Eaton is someone to watch. I'm going to tell you, you're going to see him in the World Wrestling Federation before this is over be a marquee player up there in the junior heavyweight division. There's no doubt in my mind. I know they're already looking at this kid. There's Doug Gilbert. He gets the tag. Oh, Stephen Dunn flying down. And again, Doug Gilbert. He's been some man over there in the corner just waiting to get in, and now he's got his opportunity. Doug Gilbert now taking it to the Tennessee Volunteers. Backs him up, whips him across. Down hard on Reno Riggins. Stephen Dunn still lingering in the ring, and it's a meeting of the minds on the Tennessee Volunteers, the Southern Tag Team Champions. Doug tags Shane back in, whips him across. That's a double clothesline down to the mat. And Reno Riggins, Doug says, get the pin, kid, get the pin. Stephen Dunn breaks up the 1, 2, 3 there. Referee trying to get Doug Gilbert back to the right corner. See, now Doug Gilbert says, forget this. They cheated the whole time. Let's just have a little brawl here, Gilbert style. Stephen Dunn climbs back in the ring, thinks it's the safest place. Doug Gilbert not letting him get away. Shane Eaton now. Sizes up Reno Riggins in the corner. Comes in with a big splash on Reno Riggins. Doug Gilbert over in the other corner with Stephen Dunn. The referee has lost absolutely all control of this match. Reno Riggins there tries to hang young Shane Eaton on the top rope. Reno has Shane Eaton coming. Right now, I can't even tell you who the legal men in the ring are. And here comes, wait, that's Flash Brannigan. Down hard off the top rope on the back of Reno's head. Did you see that? Referee spins around, and Shane Eaton has just pinned the Tennessee Volunteer Reno Riggins with the help of all people, Flash Brannigan. At this point, Doug Gilbert, I don't think he even knows what happened. All he knows is this young kid got the victory. My gosh, unbelievable. Doug Gilbert, Stalin Shane Eaton, and Flash Brannigan off the top rope. Stephen Dunn is furious, comes in and clotheslines Shane Eaton from behind. Goes right to Doug Gilbert. Doug Gilbert firing back on Stephen Dunn. Reno Riggins finally up. KO's Doug Gilbert from behind. And again, it's 2-on-1 on Doug Gilbert. Whoa, ho, ho. Jawbreaker on Doug Gilbert. My gosh. The Volunteers now. Double DDT on Doug Gilbert. Uh-oh. I smell trouble. The Volunteers have got the upper hand again. Shane Eaton has been taken out of the action. Doug Gilbert now double DDT in the middle of the ring. Reno Riggins now up on that second rope. Here comes Flanagan back with a chair, and of course, there they go. Oh, heavens no, it's an even score now. We can't fight you one-on-one. There the Tennessee Volunteers go. Flash Flanagan in the ring. He's had it with the Tennessee Volunteers.
Well, once again, wrestling fans, get a good, long, hard look at the best team in professional wrestling, the Tennessee Volunteers, Reno Riggins, and Stephen Dunn. Well, Mr. Doug Gilbert, I'm sure by now everyone at home has heard you run your mouth, shooting off at the mouth, that the Nashville Sports Arena is the arena that the Gilberts built. Well, I didn't know your old man was a bricklayer, son. That old fossil was probably around when they did build that building. And your dad may have wrestled in that building. He may have beat an old drunk named Jackie Fargo. But hey, son, this is the dawn of a new era in professional wrestling. And you're looking at the men that are going to run the 90s, 2000 and beyond, the Tennessee Volunteers. Now, I believe your mouth has written some checks that you're behind can't cash, son. When you step in that ring Saturday night and you're facing Mr. Dunn and Reno Riggins, and you bring that, what you call a partner, Flash Flanagan, hey, that name serves him correctly. Flash, here today, gone tomorrow. So if I could just give you a little bit of advice, why don't you go ahead and call Mr. Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson of the Rock and Roll Express and find out what happened to them last night in Springfield, Tennessee, when they decided to step in the ring with the Tennessee Volunteers. They're probably going to give you some advice like, you need to stay home. Them boys are tough. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I'm going to give you the chairman of the board, and when you step in that ring tonight, you're going to find out why he's the chairman of the board when you go crawling out there on a stretcher with one of those chairs wrapped around your head like a hat. And you're going to find out why they call me the Dean of Mean. So without any further ado, I give you the chairman of the board of the Tennessee Volunteers, Stephen Dunn.
Well, it's like this right here, boys. You're right about two things. It's going to be Hell Night in Nashville, Tennessee, and it's all coming to a head. It's going to be over, done with, and finished when we get through with you boys tonight. Now, you're talking about balconies and hanging people. Well, let me tell you something. If we get you up there on a balcony, ain't going to be no chains or ropes to hang by. You're going to be like a couple of flying squirrels. No parachute, no net, no nothing. So you bring all you got. 'Cause let me tell you something. The belts aren't on the line. The belts don't matter. The only thing that matters tonight is bones and blood, boy. And Doug, you call yourself the dangerous one? You say you got one night only and you're going back to Japan. This is it. This is your chance. Well, let me tell you something. If you go back to Japan, you're going to be going laying flat on your back. You're going to be going in cargo. Because tonight in Nashville, like the man said, it's coming to a head. It's going to be done, over with, finished. We're putting you two punks down. Flash Flanagan, let me tell you something, son. Don't forget, I taught you everything you know. But I didn't teach you everything I know. Tonight in Nashville, boys, it's like this. Like I said before, when you're the most dangerous tag team in professional wrestling today, and you break bones and you draw blood, what do you call yourself, Reno?
The Tennessee Volunteers, baby!
Just try to survive if you can.
Came to the ring, they didn't make any hesitation, and they went right after their opponent,
Well,
Steve
that's
Gregory.
what you call dudes with the attitudes right there. They want their belts back, and they want them now.
Well, they went right after the competition, Charlie Laird and Steve Gregory. And look at this, Reno Riggins quickly going for a pinfall. He got the 2 count, but that's all he could get. Referee is Kurt Herron. This match is 1 fall. We've got a 20-minute television time limit here. And Reno Riggins smacking at the head of Charlie Laird off the ropes.
Woo,
look at that high drop kick.
Right in the chest.
Nailed him. 1, 2, count of 2, all he got.
Man, let me tell you something, Mike. I would hate to be those two guys in the ring. You know the two guys that won the belts from these guys? From Reno and Steve?
Yes, I know exactly.
Richie Riviera
and Style
Shane Eden. Well, let me tell you something. I was here when that happened. The people came down from the stands and tried to attack those two punks because they cheated to win those belts.
We
almost had a riot here.
No, that's not how I heard it.
Well,
I heard the whole
you wasn't
story.
here, I was here.
I saw some pictures. I saw some pictures one of the photographers taken. I've never seen anything like it. The fans came down to congratulate Shane and Frenchie.
Have you
they
ever
escorted them back
known
to the
me
dressing
to
room.
lie?
Well, I will
Well,
not
shut up.
comment on it.
I'm getting tired of your announcing. You not know Jim Moss or Tony Giovanni or whatever. Bonnie.
I know what you're trying to say. And they're the Tennessee.
That's what I'm talking about.
get the victory very
Kick
quickly.
butt and take names. They want their belts now. Now. They want their belts.
More MCW action
I'm
is
excited.
coming up.